Hey guys, Man701 here with a brand new Titanfall video for you all. In this video I'm using the shotgun a lot because I need to get the regen rank up from 2 to 3, and I'm also using the Ogre with the 40mm cannon for the same reason. We're playing some attrition, me, Scanner Barkley, Terrible Giant, and In the Works, the usual suspects, and 2 randoms, and we do really well, we stomp them. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about Titanfall at PAX East. In case a lot of you did not know, I was at PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts this past weekend with a whole big group of friends. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun. I hung out with a group of like 12 people. Most of them I had met before. A few of them I did not. I'm not going to get too into that aspect of it, but it was amazing. Maybe I'll talk about it more in another video. But what I really wanted to talk about was Respawn's presence at PAX East. They were there and they brought their game Titanfall with them. And I want to talk about what they did and what it was like. They had Titanfall set up at the Microsoft Xbox One booth. They had a whole big section where you could play the game, and if you played the game you get a little bit of swag, a pin and a patch and whatnot. I didn't play obviously because I already own the game on PC, and I can't play on consoles like the Xbox One anyway. But the two really cool things I got to experience there that Respawn did for the fans were, first off, they had a signing event on Saturday in the morning, the second day. A bunch of the development team sat outside the main expo hall in the queue room area, and they were all signing these special Titanfall prints. 4 of them. Sledgehammer, Matthew Everett was one of them, Abby Hepp was another, Slothy was the third, and the 4th guy was Drew something or other. I don't know his last name. I'm not familiar with all the devs on the Respawn team. Vince Zampella, the CEO, was there, but he wasn't at the signing event, unfortunately. So anyway, me, Jake, and Dasgro all waited in line for this signing event, and we met this cool chick in line with us who was dressed up as a militia Titan pilot, and it was a really cool costume. She even had a smart pistol and everything. I took a little bit of video of her, and we took a couple pictures with her showing me getting shot by her smart pistol and Dasgro getting shot by her smart pistol. And we found out that she actually streams on Twitch, and her name's Defebor. I'll have her channel linked in the description below if you want to check out her Twitch. And hopefully we'll try and get some games in with her. I like to play Titanfall with her. I think Jake wanted to play Diablo with her. And if you want to see her actual costume, if you go to my Facebook, I have all the pictures I took from PAX East there. And if you want to see a little bit of video, my last video was about 3.5 minutes of random footage I took at PAX East. She's in there as well. But yeah, it's always cool meeting new people like that at PAX. So anyway, we waited in line, and when we got to the table, they were handing out patches and pins. I got a Strider pin and a really cool patch, and the 4 of them that I mentioned earlier in the video all signed this print for us. So each of us got a signed print. I have a picture of that on my Facebook as well, and I'm going to frame it and hang it up in my room. It was really neat. I got to talk to all 4 of them a little bit, and I told them how much I enjoyed the game, and I can't wait to see what they bring in the future. So that was one of the highlights of PAX East for me. And then the same day, later in the day, Respawn actually had a Titanfall panel in the main theater. They had the main theater all to themselves for an hour to talk about what it took for them to develop the game and what they're going to do with the game in the future. So we all got in line about a half hour early, and we met Defibor in the same line again. It was kind of funny how we kept running into her. And we actually all were able to fit in the theater pretty easily because the theater didn't fill up, which I thought was surprising. I guess it was like 2/3 full or something like that. And it was live streamed too. They live streamed the whole thing on Twitch. And after I went to this panel and listened to what Vince and the rest of the team had to say, yes, Vince Zampella, the CEO, was at the panel, I gained a whole lot of respect for Respawn. They started with nothing, and they put in non-stop work on this game for 3 years straight, and they're still not taking vacation. They're still working on it, working on patches and new features, minor and major, new content, etc. But the big news to come out of this panel was they actually made a special announcement about the new DLC, which most of you already know about it, because as soon as they announced it, all the news sites went nuts picking up everything they said. There's the new Expedition DLC. It's supposed to come with 3 maps, I believe. Some of them are supposed to be featuring a lot of trees that you can wall run and parkour on, and I look forward to that. I like to see what they're gonna do with that. And that comes out in May. And they also talked about how the only thing they're gonna charge for are the maps. They're not gonna charge for any new game modes they add or patches or any other new content, just the maps, which I think is pretty neat. They talked about how they're looking at bringing in spectator mode, but they haven't decided anything yet. They talked about new game modes, such as possibly a variation on attrition where there's no grunts or specters, just pilots and titans, or a variation on Last Titan Standing where you work in pairs together. It's like 2-on-2 matches. They also talked about customization, having an emblem or an avatar on the front of your Titan, kind of like about how they do the emblems in Battlefield 4 on your vehicles. And they did mention they are looking at esports and seeing if they're going to do anything for competitive play in Titanfall. I, for one, am very interested in competitive play for Titanfall. It has a lot of potential, and I don't think they're going to have to make too many tweaks to the game right now to make it work. They do need spectator mode though, so people can watch while they cast the matches. But as it stands right now, a 5v5 or 6v6 with the current game mechanics and balancing, I think would work pretty well in Titanfall. My buddy Scanner Barkley actually did a video in the past couple days talking about his opinions on competitive Titanfall, so I suggest you go watch that if you want a more in-depth opinion on that. So after all that, I was thoroughly impressed with Respawn and how they presented Titanfall at PAX East and all the neat things they did for their fans. The signing event, the panel, their booth, it was a good time. I can tell that they're just putting a lot of effort into this game and working on it and trying to make it work for the future. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Make sure you check out all the relevant links in my description below for all the pictures, videos, and that I took at PAX East. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, share with all your friends if you liked the video. And as always, this is Manus701 reminding you to always watch your back, and I'll see you guys later.